1792. This is 1792 small batch, and let's just say, as usual, I'm super excited to get into this one. So this bourbon is coming in at 46.9 proof. This is the Canadian bottle, I believe, because the either it was the American bottle or the old bottle are actually bottled at 46.85% ABV or 93.7 proof. This one just says 46.9. Maybe they rounded. I don't really know. But anyways, this is a small batch bourbon. This is a higher rye mash bill, so it is undisclosed, but it is supposedly around 18% rye. So it is a bit of a higher rye bourbon. But before I go ahead and get into talking about this, let's get a pour, shall we? So welcome to today's Decapitation. Welcome back. We've got another Decapitation here for you. Today, 1792 small batch bourbon. This will be my first time trying it, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see how it is. I mean, it's got a nice bottle, I will say that. The cork is a little bit flashy and plasticky and ugly, but you know, don't judge a bourbon by its cork. That was one of the easiest bottles I've ever decapitated. So, without further ado, oh, very nice. Yeah, just a plastic, kind of horrific if you ask me, honestly. Nice little pour type lip. And we got some fake, I guess, alligator skin or leather or something. So we're gonna let that sit a little bit, and I'm gonna have to get a glass for water. But this is distilled by Barton 1792 Distillery. It's changed names many times through the past, and so has the actual bottle and labeling. This used to carry an 8-year age statement, but it was dropped back in 2013, where they just decided to revamp the whole bottle and label, and they came up with their new lineup, which contains a sweet wheat, a high rye mash bill, small batch, single barrel. They have a high proof, and the newest, I believe, is the 12-year, as well as a port finished bourbon. So, oh, and how could I forget the bottled and bond, which I purchased this actually at the LCBO. This is the only 1792 product available on the LCBO website whatsoever. So, unfortunate, but I mean, at least we got this. Okay, that's one thing that I can be grateful for, is at least they even carry this on the LCBO website. It goes for a reasonable price of $50.30. So I mean, you know, I've yet to try it, but I feel like that's pretty reasonable, given I've heard it's around $30 in most states in America. So obviously no coloring, but it is probably chill filtered, and like I said, no age statement anymore since 2013, but it is believed to be anywhere from 6 to 8 years old. So yeah, sort of a younger bourbon there. This is apparently supposed to appeal to Wild Turkey fans, just due to its higher rye. Obviously, it's only 18% rye, but that is considered a high rye bourbon. So it is supposed to appeal to the turkey fans out there, me being one of them. I really like the rare breed, but then again, who doesn't? 101 was great. I've never tried the standard. I think it's 83 or 86. I always get it wrong. But Long Branch was a decent bourbon. A little bit overpriced if you see my last video, but you know, that's what happens when a celebrity endorses a whiskey. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into this. Actually, I'm going to grab some water. You can see the oils really begin to separate as you add the water, which is to be expected. So let's get into this nose real quick. Get a sip of water. Wow, we almost just spilled it all over the paper. Don't worry, guys. Just don't worry. Getting nice sweet red fruit, cherry, like a sweet cherry, not cocktail cherry though, not a sour cherry. Neither types of maraschino cherries. I would say it's more of a fresh cherry juice. If you've ever had like the Ocean Spray cherry juice or cran cherry, I think it is, getting that sweet, vibrant cherry on the nose. Oh, that's a very nice nose. It's just cherry interlaced with this vanilla ribbon that just flows through the whole glass, and a nice underlying rye spice through it all. Just warm and rye, very cinnamon forward, I would say. Slight little bit of citrus, maybe. I don't think it's citrus. It's more of like a green note, pine. Actually, maybe like a spruce tree, like a Christmas tree, evergreen, spruce, something green like that. Something very refreshing on the nose. It's deep down in there, but you can get it. I'm getting a very faint banana that I pull out of the Old Forester 86, so that's nice. Definitely caramel. I don't know how I had missed that. The sweetness is just I would say it's like a 60-40 ratio of cherry to caramel sweetness. Ooh, the caramel just kind of like interlaces with the cherry, so where the cherry stands out, the caramel is subtle, and then where the cherry goes subtle, the caramel pops out. And like I said, it's all interlaced in this vanilla with the underlying nice warm rye. Very nice. And then you get that evergreen in there if you really dig for it. Same with the banana. A slight bit of nuttiness, like some walnut though. Kind of reminds me of an earthy smelling bourbon. You know, the nuttiness, the spruce. The ethanol's in there, like it's definitely apparent, but this is watered down, so we'll have to see how the non-watered down nose is. Let's get into the non-diluted nose. And please check me out on Instagram if you guys want to stay up to date with all my recent posts, and probably going to start posting more bottle pics and just, you know, random stuff that I come across in my day-to-day journeys. Alcohol related, you know, maybe some finds, stuff like that. They're not going to be that interesting at a shop at LCBO, but still, give me a follow, you know. I'd appreciate it. Very, very, like, luxurious caramel. Like, I'm just picturing, like, an ad for, like, Godiva chocolate where he's pouring the liquid caramel into the chocolate molds. Just so velvety. Very vanilla. Oh, this one is very vanilla caramel. A little bit of brown sugar in there. Definitely that underlying rye spice all throughout. Cinnamon being more prominent than the rest. No, this watered down nose is offering a lot more fruit and freshness, I will say. So it's nice. This is just so much more rich, oily, sweet, dessert-like. Very, very nice nose. That vanilla really jumps out at you. I'm struggling to get the greeny evergreen note I got in the diluted one, but there's something there, and I think it's that nuttiness. Definitely walnut for sure is still apparent. Anyways, guys, we'll jump into the diluted one first. Cheers. Sweet, vanilla, cherries, that same type of cherry, bright sweet cherry juice. Vanilla, caramel, that that faint bit of citrus that I noted, those all hit the tip of your tongue and just make you salivate. And as it gets to like the medium back, you're just left with all rye spice, black pepper into the finish for sure. The finish is just spice. I would say rye spice, oak spice. That cinnamon is definitely prominent. But that upfront first touch of the tongue really gets you salivating, and it's super sweet. I really like it. It's not as juicy red fruit as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. If you want juicy red fruit, you got buffalo cherries, right? Cheers. Wow. Two different worlds apart right there. That's just velvety vanilla bean, strawberry, cherry, just creamy. Going back to the nose, I'm getting more of that banana. That cinnamon and spice are just so wonderful. Black pepper. If you're the type of person that likes spicy foods, hot sauces, Indian spice, I think you could really enjoy this. The finish is just lingers on with a nice, pretty potent spice. It's about a medium to long finish, honestly. The finish, like I said, is mainly spice, a little bit of oak. A bit of that caramel sweetness is intertwined, pops in and out, but it kind of tapers off and you're just left with the black pepper. You know, it's so funny because I was watching a Bourbon Junkies video where they reviewed this, and Sean had said the Danone strawberry banana yogurt drink. I think he was referring to the drink. If he was, exactly this. I'm getting that on the nose. Or if you've ever had the banana strawberry yop drink, yogurt drink, that is becoming so prominent now after the first sip. Wow, that's like spot on too. That's so funny. That's really good. I drank those all the time as a kid, me and my sister. Oh, that really brings back some memories though. It's like a spiked Danone yogurt. Yeah, the ethanol is definitely a little bit heavier on the palate than it is on the nose, but I mean, it's traditional bourbon ethanol. You get that traditional bourbon flavor profile of the vanilla, caramel, that cherry. Strawberry is a little bit more unique. I do like the strawberry and banana mix to it. The nice rye spice. I'm a big fan of rye spice, so that's a nice one up there. The evergreen or green grass type note I was getting on the nose is not really coming across on the palate, but like I said, I am getting a little bit of that citrus. I think it's more of like an orange citrus, like a bitter orange peel. Overall, just a super sippable bourbon. The more I sip it, the less interesting it becomes. It really just tames down to be a traditional bourbon, giving those cherry, vanilla, caramel, and oak spice notes. This one has a little bit more of a rye kick to the back with lots of black pepper in there. The finish is a pretty decent finish. It's not complex at all, either is the palate. The finish, I would say, is the least complex of everything, and it just kind of sits there like you just ate some spicy food for a little bit, which is nice. I don't mind it. So if you're into the spice, if you're into rye, you're into black pepper, I think you'll like this. Very nice traditional bourbon for the price. I don't think you can beat it, especially the fact that the LCBO doesn't carry too much bourbon as far as like higher proof. So given that this is one of their few decent bourbons on the LCBO website, I would buy this over and over again. This is really nice, great price, and it's a little bit more than Wild Turkey 101, but I think this offers a little bit more than the 101 in my opinion. I've only had one bottle, so I can't say too much about it, but overall, it's just a nice sipping bourbon. So I'm gonna have to go through my notes and give it a rating, and I'll be right back. Alright, well, I think I've experienced this bourbon enough to give it a rating. Like I said before, it's not super complex. but it's very traditional and nice. If you like high rye bourbons, if you like rye and you like bourbon, give this a try. It's definitely budget, especially if you're in America. I will say that. I know it's about $30 in most states, give or take a little bit. And here up in Canada, in Ontario, at LCBO, goes for $50.30. Pretty random number, but so on the nose, I'm going to give this an 86. I had it a little bit lower, but the fact that I was able to pull that Danone yogurt, I had completely forgot about that note until I got it, and I was kind of trying to remember what it was. And as soon as I remembered yogurt, I remembered Sean from the Bourbon Junkies saying that Danone yogurt, and just the fact that I was able to bring back some memories and take me back to when I was a child a bit with that yogurt drink flavor. I raised it up 2 points, so the nose is sitting at an 86. Not super complex, but it's got some depth, and it's a very nice nose. I do enjoy it. As far as bourbons, it's kind of traditional, but there's some standout features, like the evergreen piney note, especially prevalent when I added the water. The strawberry is somewhat unique, and then the creaminess and yogurt-esque flavor I'm getting from this is very nice, and I would say that doesn't come across in every bourbon. So for that, 86 on the nose. Palate is going to sit a little bit higher than that at an 88. I really like spicy foods, Indian cuisine, black pepper. I just douse my food in mixed peppercorns, hand crushed. I love it. So for me, this is sitting up pretty high. The rye spice, the black pepper, and then the nice sweet start to the sip is very nice, and then it's balanced out by that spice. It's sweet and spicy. Who doesn't love sweet and spicy, right? The finish is going to be a little bit lower at 85. Like I said, it's medium to long, but it's very simple. Just black pepper, spice, like oak and rye spice. So it's not complex by any means. It does linger on, but I would prefer a little bit more depth to that finish. So for that, it's going to get an 85. Overall, 87. I think this is a great buy, and I'm totally going to keep this on my shelf as long as the LCBO offers it, and I really hope that they release some of their other variations of the 1792, because I'm really interested in trying their single barrel port finished. I've still yet to try a finished bourbon, so that would be super exciting. Thanks to LCBO, they don't offer very much as far as finished bourbons, but if you know of any, let me know down below, and I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification to be notified when I upload new videos. I upload every Sunday afternoon, and I'm going to be doing a little bit more reviews rather than decapitations, just because I've been doing a lot of the decapitations, and everyone knows, you know, the first pour or neck pour of a bottle can sometimes be super underwhelming and not give you the full true potential of said bottle. So I'm going to be going back into the archives and pulling up a bunch of my blinds, a bunch of my tasting results, and doing reviews on the whiskeys that I sip pretty frequently. So stay tuned for that, and like I said, comment down below if you know of any finished bourbons sold at the LCBO, because I'm really interested. I really want to try some. But along with that, let me know what you guys think of 1792, and I hope you guys are all having a great day. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, cheers. This has been Whiskey Business, and I'm out.